Welcome back. Let's turn our attention to the US, where a big argument has broken out amongst Republicans over the controversial H-1B visas. Now, these visas allow educated immigrants to work in the United States for up to 6 years. Many of these immigrants are from India to work in the tech industry, which explains why Elon Musk and other tech titans, as well as Vivek Ramaswamy, have come out in defence of the visas for skilled foreigners, saying America needs to import people, particularly to help them stay ahead of China in the race to develop AI. But, of course, the Republican base, well, they just want immigration curtailed, full stop. Now, adding salt to the injury is that President-elect Donald Trump, well, he's backed Musk's sentiment. He said, and I quote, "I've always liked the visas. I've always been in favour of the visas. That's why we have them." Joining me now to discuss this is Sky News contributor Prue MacSween. Prue, good evening to you. I'm interested in your take on this saga, but then quickly I want to get to something Vivek Ramaswamy said about education and culture in the United States, which I think might have relevance for parents here in Australia. But just quickly, in regards to this spat now, I guess, between Elon Musk and the rest of the Republican Party, what do you make of it? Is it a storm in a teacup, or is this lefty dreams come true? There's finally a split in MAGA.
Well, I think that it was predictable because the disenfranchised, jealous Republicans who don't like the fact that Trump's got cosy with Elon, are going to pick a fight wherever they can. I think once Trump delivers on his promise of making America great again, all will be forgiven. And part of that, of course, is to get the very best in key positions. And if that means that you have to import some talent, it's only like 0.01% of the immigration total, I believe. So it's not much, but if it means you're going to make America great again, then I think that the mainstream Republicans won't have a problem. They just want to have their life and lifestyle improved.
What really interested me in this whole argument were comments from Vivek Ramaswamy, who said, look, we've got to import people from, say, India, because where else are we going to get engineers from? And then he had this to say, which I thought was very interesting. He said, our American culture has venerated mediocrity over excellence for way too long. That doesn't start in college, it starts young. A culture that celebrates the prom queen over the math Olympiad champ or the jock over the valedictorian will not produce the best engineers. What America needs is more movies like Whiplash, fewer reruns of Friends, more math tutoring, fewer sleepovers, more weekend science competitions, fewer Saturday morning cartoons, more books, less TV, more extracurriculars, less hanging out at the mall. Now, this, would you believe it, has created a storm because a lot of Americans are now saying to Vivek, well, we don't want to be like many Asians who, make their kids study all the time and they can never have any fun. On the other hand, Vivek is saying if we want to be a smart country, maybe we should treat our kids' education a little more seriously. What would your take be on that argument?
Well, I think, thank God for that man, and I wish we could import him here. I think mediocrity has been totally celebrated in Australia and in America and a lot of the Western countries, and that's why the Asians, in particular, the Asian countries are doing so well. We should be aspiring for our kids to do better and to be high achievers, and there's a great focus on work-life balance as well. So I think that between Ramaswamy and Musk, America's in great hands, not to mention Trump, because if they can deliver on this, I think that all the naysayers will be thanking them. It's going to be the best thing for the country, the most fulfilling thing for the people, so good on them. I wish we could have them here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm a parent and I've never sat there and thought, gee, I wish my kids had watched more cartoons when they were young. I do wish they'd read a few more books, though, I got to say. Let's come back to Australia, where Jim Chalmers is very optimistic. He remains in denial about the economy and says that Aussies should be really positive as the new year approaches. He made the comments in an end-of-year interview with The Australian, saying, Australians have made some welcome progress together in our economy, and that means 2025 will be better as a consequence. I don't know. Do you think most Australians are feeling as cheery and as rosy-eyed as Jim Chalmers would want us to?
Absolutely not. We are living the experience of this treasurer on training wheels. You know, the guy's either duplicitous or deceitful. We don't, well, and in denial, because he has no idea clearly of what the average Australian's going through, the average business is going through. You know, he spins a lot. He talks about, you know, stopping, this cost of living crisis. But what he's done is stop any productivity with their IR laws, stopped manufacturing and the ability to do business because of the high cost of the energy con that they've imposed on us, and stopped ordinary Australians from being able to feed their kids and properly and, pay their rent and build a house or buy a house. So, this whole con by this treasurer and this government, I really believe people have stopped listening. He can say what he likes about 2025. I think he needs to focus on what he's going to do when they're kicked out. I really strongly believe that there's a real will in this whole population where we're going to get rid of this government, because what they've done to this country is really disgraceful, and it's time for a change.
Yeah, I reckon you're right. You know, Jim Chalmers can tell us all to be happy and optimistic. I'll be optimistic and happy when groceries are affordable, when my power bill starts coming down, not simply because the government tell me to be good if I had an optimistic and cheery disposition that would make them feel better about the horrible job they're doing. Prue MacSween, thanks for your time this evening, and have a happy new year.